This is the B-side, B-side, B-side of marriage. This is the B-side, B-side, B-side of marriage.
Hey family, and welcome to another episode of the Bside of Marriage Podcast. I am Rashonda, and this is my husband and co-host,
Jason.
And we want to thank you guys for joining us. Here we discuss everything related to marriage, the good, the bad, the A, and the B side. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on any of the podcasting platforms, we want you to rate and review us there so others can see what awesome show you're listening to.
As well, follow us on Instagram at Bside of Marriage and on Facebook, The Bside of Marriage. And then...
Yep, now on to the show. So now on to our first segment, which is called the A and B side, where we share a positive or not so great moment of the week. Why do you look like that?
I'm just thinking about
okay.
my A or B side moment. That's why I was like,
okay. So we're gonna share our A or B side moment from our week, and of course, Jay is gonna go first.
As always, I go first. So my A side moment is I'm actually gonna be coaching my son's soccer team. So I'm kind of one thing that. What you guys don't know is I love coaching. I love doing teaching fundamentals in any type of sport. Yes. I played a lot of sports growing up, so I enjoy teaching. So now I'm actually gonna be coaching my son, my youngest. Like I've coached my oldest. I've never coached my daughter because she did gymnastics. Well, I kind of did because I showed her how to do backflip. I helped her do backflips and stuff. So kind of, sort of, but now with
not directly.
Not directly. So. Now I'm actually going to start coaching my youngest. So it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say. But I'm excited to do it. And, as always, like when I coach, I always try to make sure it's fun first. So the kids understand that it's about having fun first. Yeah. And then, I always incorporate different activities in that fun moment so that they can learn the sport. So that's mine. What's yours?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. First time playing sports and first time getting coached by Dad.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Yes. Okay, so I also have an A moment. Honestly, so especially in relationships, we always say, oh, you can only change yourself. You can't change anyone else, right?
Yeah. Well,
I have not forced it on him, but Jay has willingly joined the planner community.
You ain't gonna be putting my business out there.
So he's not all into the things, which I'm not either. My niece, she's committed. I'm not that committed, but I do like a little structure. And I did customize my own planner, but that's not my moment. But Jay was just randomly like, hey, I need you to order me this planner because I need to start, putting things down on paper. And he set a timer one day. I was like, who is this? Who is you? So although I didn't force it on him, just by doing my routine, it encouraged him, and I'm sure he probably heard it from somewhere else too, but it encouraged him to, try to become more organized. So, yes.
Yeah, it's...
Just a part of the plan.
Yeah, I would say that's something that I think everybody should do because, we hold a lot of things up in our head. Yeah. And we never have that gauge of have we accomplished all those things that we got in our head. So for me, it's like, okay, I need to do better this year. I need to be able to, kind of put those things that I want to address for the next 6 months or the next year and be able to knock those out. And it just gives you, like for me, it gives me something that I accomplished for the day. Like, if I say I had, 8 tasks that I need to do for this day that I wrote out. If for me, it's like if I accomplish anything on it, it's a win.
Yeah.
But I've been knocking out, anytime I put something there, I've been knocking out at least 75% of the things I'm putting on there. So I feel like, okay, I'm actually accomplishing something. So, and if I didn't have the plan, it'd be all in my head and I'd just be normally how I am.
Yes.
I'll be, I'll start to do one thing and I'll get, and I'll just start going on that. No. And then like I said, with her, I put, now you call me a dog?
No,
I
just thought about that. I was just
from was it Dogs 2 or something like that? Secret Life of Pets. That's what it is. Yeah. But yeah, so it's awesome though. Like I said, I set timers and I really can focus on that one task and do it to completion. And then if I don't do it, I can just add it to the next day, whatever I didn't finish. So I like it.
Okay. Good stuff. I'm excited. Yes.
So what's so was it a peer-to-peer now?
Yes, peer-to-peer share. So this is, a little play off of, music industry, whatever. And,
now, if you're probably not of this age, but Napster, all the things we did in college, those peer-to-peer networks, that was illegal, but everybody did it when we was in college. So that's
so in this segment, we call it peer-to-peer shares because we just want to share something we're either watching, listening to, reading. Yeah. I was like, what is the other thing? Reading. Just so it's like a recommendation that, we want to share with you guys because we think it's so good. And because I introduced the segment, you get to go first.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna always go to, not to say it's not bread and butter, but I'm always gonna go to this person because especially for the marriage and relationship area, Miles Monroe, I listen to that pretty much all the time. I watch it. I listen to his sermons. I listen to his marriage conferences. They have, they're all on YouTube, and that's usually what I'm always listening to, just because he gives it to you plain and simple, and makes you and challenges you. It's like, okay, so he just doesn't speak to husbands. He speaks to both husbands and wives. So it gives you get to hear that part and be able to really sit down and stop and think about it. So that's what I'm listening. That's what I'm listening to. So
okay, mine's not that serious. I am watching the reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I am loving it. Now, I watched Fresh Prince when it came out. I'll catch a rerun here and there. But, I'm not really the comedy, like a comedy series kind of oh, that's funny kind of thing. I enjoyed it, but I don't watch it and die laughing like my husband does.
Yeah, that's me.
But so I was very skeptical when they were like, oh, we're doing a reboot. I'm like, yay. Like, how many more jokes can we get out of this? But the dramatic, angle and just like
the darker look. It's a dark look.
Even the characters, like the people they picked and like how they embody it, but take it to the next level. I just love it.
And it's set, and again, it's not set back where in the in the 90s. It's set like in today's point of view too. So it's
So I really do like it. I really enjoy it. I don't agree about the house. The house is ridiculous.
It's Bel-Air.
That house is ridiculous. I think they might have went over the top on the house, but I get it. It's fine.
But again, when Fresh Prince first came out, the house that they was in that time period. This is now. People want bigger and more grandiose houses. So
bad houses. Right.
But hey.
And then I was like gonna kick Hillary out, and they're like, "Oh, we'll give you the pool house." The way that estate is set up, she can have a whole guest house. Forget a pool house. And I was like, they would never even see her. Anyway, so yeah, but no. Other than the house, I love the show. I love like how the butler got swag. Jeffrey's got some swag. I love that. Yeah. I think they did it. Honestly, I think they did a really good job of casting.
Oh yeah, Carlton. They did Carlton. They did Carlton. Yeah, I like the dark side of Carlton. I do.
And Hillary got some depth. I'm here for it. So if you need to check it out, I mean it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Premium.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, that's my share.
Okay.
Okay. So now, on to what are we talking about today?
Okay, so we kind of got our first DM, I guess, if you want to say, about a topic idea that we want to kind of talk about.
Oh yes.
So
was up in the DMs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the topic, we're trying to figure out a title for it, but this is what how it was phrased to me.
Okay.
Why do husbands get second best or play second fiddle to their wives' friends? So basically, the question was, why? I'm gonna read it. Sorry, I'm gonna keep looking.
Yes.
So why have our wives gotten so comfortable with us that they try less while they put forth more of an effort for when they go out with their friends? Okay, and then the question, and then the person goes on. It feels like they accentuate and insinuate for others and don't do either for their husbands. And then it's like the question, what they posed the statement was, why do husbands get the rations and house clothes because he's already locked down? And it's like, tell me, should that be in reverse?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you want my unedited version?
Oh, go ahead. That's the point.
I got heated. Listen.
That's why. This is why. Like I said, that's why.
I got some things. Okay. There's a difference. So okay. My question is, you want to be looking at me talking about I'm looking like a lookalike.
Okay.
What are you looking like?
Okay.
So I'm saying, don't be calling me out unless, are you dressing to the nines every day?
Okay.
And is that even realistic?
Okay.
So I have all the things. Like, don't come for me unless you're together.
So that was like I said, I was playing the devil's advocate, and I say it that way because that's the phrase.
As I'm answering this, I'm going to come to you, not yes.
No, I know, but that's my first thing, and I was like, so are you doing this? Like I said, I literally was like, so are you doing the same? Are you, getting dressed up, doing all this stuff? When you're going out or when you guys go out, are you getting dressed up or are you just like, I'm just gonna put on a t-shirt, we're going out? That was the same question I asked. Because again, I didn't want to judge. I kind of want to make sure, like, okay, you're asking your spouse to do one thing, but are you doing the same thing?
Exactly.
So that was my first thing.
Yes.
Okay. And based off of that, it kind of went down more in the rabbit hole. But I don't want to go to the rabbit hole.
No,
I just want to sit. I want to kind of. I want to talk through this.
So this is the deal. To get dressed, like to go out, it's a whole production. And there is like financial costs associated with that as well. So it's like, making sure your hair's done, making, getting makeup, getting a fit. So usually, females are not, especially wives, I shouldn't say that. Depending on if a wife has, like if that marriage has children, moms, we don't got time to do all that just to go outside, like run into the grocery store. Okay. So usually our like girl nights are special event. They're not often. Gotcha. So of course those times we want to do it up. We want to act. We want to reminisce of our days when we had less responsibilities.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's just us going out and hanging out. Okay. So we want to look the part. We don't want to look like a frumpy mom or wife.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but if we're staying around the house, yes, it is so easy for us to get comfortable. Now, I don't think it's that. I don't think that it's intentional. It's just that it's the situation. Okay. That's what the situation kind of permits itself. Like I said, going out with girls is like a special event.
Okay.
Doesn't happen every day, so it's out the norm. So of course I can get dressed up and go. We're going to dinner. We're going out or whatever. I would do that. But when I'm at home, yes, I'm probably going to be in sweats, chilling. Yes.
Okay.
And
So
we just get comfortable in that.
So this is kind of where, this is where I kind of dug in a little bit more. So my question is, so when I asked the question was, when you guys go out, does she get dressed up that same way? And the response was no. So I get what you're saying about being at home, but I'm looking at it as well as, okay, when y'all go on a date night, does she get that dressed up like that? So
okay. Well, I guess so it's like, does she not get dressed up, or is she not getting dressed up enough to this person?
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So if it's that if you feel as though your spouse is not, or your wife, because this is in the frame of the question. If your wife is not dressing up, you think, to the nines to go out with you, hey, why don't you buy her a dress that you would love to see her in? Why don't you buy her some shoes that you would love to see her wear? Why? Because it could be that she thinks she's dressing up enough for the date. Also, too, she got to know where she's going, because we dressed for our location. So if you don't feel like it's enough, then why don't you give some suggestions? Like, hey, babe, I was online. These shoes popped up. I bought them. I thought they would be perfect for you to wear on our next date night. Or when you be like, because also too, it shows initiative, right? Because you've taken taken initiative. You bought something in advance, like you're planning ahead for this date night. Also, like, babe, we're going to wherever this restaurant, and we got to show out.
Okay.
So, I bought you this dress. I think you look great in it. Okay. I mean, I feel like it really stems from communication. I agree. Because if I don't because we have some date nights that, well, especially because of COVID kind of messed everything up. Yeah. So our date nights have looked different. Yeah. But if we go out, even if we go to a dinner, I'm probably not gonna get dressed up too nice, because I also want to be comfortable. Yeah. Because I'm at an age where I need to be comfortable in anything. I can be cute and comfortable, but depending on, the situation, I'm probably just gonna choose comfort over anything. Okay. So you just said a lot, and I'm trying to go back. Okay. Because so you saying buying stuff. Initially, when you said buy him some shoes or something like that, honestly, the first thing I thought of was Kevin Stage and Miss Kevin Stage, when he bought her those shoes that he liked, and she didn't care for him. And then on top of that, then I think of me and you, was like, I tend to don't buy you stuff because the stuff that I think you wear, you like, I don't like it. So if we're but your preferences. So that's why I said this is something that I thought. I didn't say this is some. Okay, I said this is something that I saw that I think will look nice on you, and I bought it. Not that this is something that I know you've wanted, and I bought for you. Okay. Because that's different, because it's just a gift. And if I know, so go back to the Kevin on Stage thing and buying the thing. Well, because that was because he was trying to show her off. I know, but that's why I'm but that's what I'm thinking about. Is that the situation why you want me to get dressed up to a certain level? Like, you want to show me off? I always no, I'm just. Oh, okay, yeah. In the case of the question. Okay, let's so from here on we're gonna hypothetical, because hypothetical. This whole situation is hypothetical. It's hypothetical because my thing is, and I just think of it kind of with our relationship, because there's things that I think you would look nice in, but I don't want to buy them because I know you can be like, it's not your taste. So I'm like, I don't want to waste that money. I would just for real. That's not true. You bought me stuff, as long as you preface it with, I bought this stuff because I think you will look good in it. Mm-hmm. I've made an attempt to wear it at least once or twice. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right. One. But seeing, but again, that's kind of my point. It's like
also too, we don't. You got to make sure the gift match where you're taking me. Like, don't get me something. Like, I don't want a cocktail dress, and we just want to go to Paris. Like, you see what I'm saying? That is over the top. The outfit is over the top for just a steak dinner, for me.
Gotcha. Okay,
So that's what it's like. Okay. Now, if we're going to like a gala or some kind of fundraisers, whatever, and then you like, oh, well, I bought this, this cocktail dress for this event. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And I'll be more willing to buy it. I mean, I'm more willing to wear it for that. Okay. But I think, as far as this question is concerned, I feel like the husband is using this as an excuse for other issues within their relationship. Okay. So I think that the husband is feeling as though the wife is not showing up for him in the way that he needs her to show up for him. And that he's using this one example. It's
an avalanche, basically.
This is the issue, but that's not really the issue. Okay. The issue is not that you think that I dress up for my girlfriends versus when we go out. I feel like you show up for them regardless. Like, when you show up, you're all in, and you're not all in for me at the house.
Okay. That's good.
So that's why I was like, I feel like that whole, the outfit, all that's kind of superficial. Yeah. Because that can be easily addressed. Just like, babe, oh no, we're going here. Can you step it up? Well, what's funny is because I can't really relate. Yeah. To the question, because we have this conversation all the time. Yeah. And not necessarily me, more like you, because when you're not at work, you like to be comfortable too. Oh, yeah. But we were like, okay, we got to represent, because the Adams family is a brand. We're a brand. Regardless of if you're on social media or not. Correct. Your family name, you're a brand. Like, that's your brand. And we need to represent our brand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, so we go to certain places.
We ain't gonna look just all.
We're not gonna look just any kind of way. Yeah. And we'll say to each other like, no, that's not representing the brand.
That's true.
Because I mean, there's certain things. So there's certain certain activities that we do as a family where we gotta make sure the kids are representing the brand. Yeah.
Because our kids
love PJs.
Yeah, the PJs and holy socks. They like to run around holy socks. So, and they'll walk out the door like, "Why do you have holy socks? Yeah. I like these." I'm like, I can't get no more because these don't. I was like, you can throw them out. Yes. So, but anyway.
Yes, they love. They will rock a PJ and a holy sock wherever. So it's like, we got to make sure you represent the brand well. So we've had those conversations. Yeah. So even when getting dressed for certain things, we'll be like, okay, so is this, like, also we got to make sure our energy match.
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't look good if we're going somewhere and I'm dressed up and he's comfortable, chic, and vice versa. Like, no, we need to make sure we're both on the same thing. Because I want people to know that we belong together.
Yeah. And I'll kind of go with that is also the attitude. Like, if you don't want to go out, you still got to go. You got to want to be there and not just be like, why am I here? Like, no, it's not. Yeah. That's not showing up for your spouse. So
yeah. So that's why that's why I feel like I can't really relate, because we've had these conversations, but it's a communication thing. Yeah. Because we've had some disconnects when it comes to like, date nights and proper attire and whatever. But that's why I feel like it's more than just the superficial clothing and outfits. Okay. It could be, like I said, that she's not, the wife's not showing up for the husband like he wants her to, or like he needs her to, and that's a deeper conversation that needs to have to understand. Or it could be that she is known for being the friend that, like, you can call on to help. Okay. in any circumstance, she's gonna be there, and nothing is wrong with having those friends. But you also got to make sure you prioritize your husband, your spouse in those situations too.
Okay.
So that's why I feel like it's a little deeper.
So I guess so to help, how can we help? Like, and I would say hypothetically, let's say this is not a newly married couple. This is a seasoned couple who got some years, and I'm saying anywhere between 8 and 30 years. Just say that's the range. How do we help them move forward? Because like I said, I'll say it like this, for me, like we've had this conversation about the rejection part. Yes. I'm feeling rejected from anything. If I ask you something, being rejected. How do you bring this to the table? Being that, like you said, there could be underlying things that the avalanche has gone. How can that person get to the point where they can have this conversation about that?
I'm glad you asked. Because this is truly a communication issue. Yeah. Regardless, if it is superficial, like if it's just, I should say superficial, if it's just surface level and it's literally about the clothing, like the attire, that's still a conversation.
Gotcha.
Versus if it's deeper, that's just a deeper conversation to have. So the husband and the wife needs to set a time to talk. No distractions, no nothing.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw like us. We got 3 kids.
Yep.
How do we?
They're not with us all the time. Nope.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, how you say, sometimes you can say schedule a time, but that time can keep getting pushed back.
No. So actually, I learned something because we're always learning.
Yes.
Oh, that should have been my share. Sorry. But I learned something because I attended a virtual marriage. I wasn't really a retreat, but I guess a conference or whatever. A couple weeks ago or last week, I don't remember. But they were like, you set a time once a week where you have hard conversations.
Ooh, okay. No, that's good.
And
I like that.
It's from Pastor Jimmy and Irene Rollins. They have
2
equals 1.
Yeah, I think is it
some part of the equation.
Yeah.
Here. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's 2 equals 1.
Yes. But they were saying like they set a time every week where they're going to have hard conversations.
Okay. No, that's
So that this is your time every week. This is it's only it maxes out at an hour. So what it does is it makes you jot down issues that you have that you feel like are hard, or that will be a difficult conversation. Okay. And then you'll have them at that designated time.
So you have multiple? You have multiple, okay, I'm just trying to, because now I'm just thinking about some of the stuff that we help other couples with. Mm-hmm. So is it you're addressing one fact, one hard thing, or is it multiple?
You have to keep a record. So if you feel like you have multiple hard things, you just keep a record all week. So let's just say our time is on Thursdays. Okay. And so on that Friday, right after we've had a hard conversation, you did something. I'm keeping a record. Okay. Then Monday, another thing. Okay. So these are conversations that we find it hard. Like these are hot topic conversations. Like these are triggers. Yeah. In the commonly used word today. Okay. So you're keeping a record, and then when you have that hour, you have to I start with mine. Mm-hmm. We work through that, and then you'll bring up yours. Okay. What you'll find is the things that you thought were difficult conversations were not difficult. Okay. And if it's still on that list and still needs to be addressed, that's the one you start with first. But it's no more than an hour. Okay. Okay. And we can talk through that in another episode about how to structure those kind of conversations. Yeah, but you do need to set time, and it needs to be a time with no distractions, no children, no distractions. We're gonna talk about a hard topic, or if you're not doing like the every week having a hard topic conversation, just set time, and it cannot be changed unless it is an emergency that causes it to change. Because if it's important to you, if it's really important to your relationship, to the success of your relationship, you're going to make it happen.
Exactly.
You won't keep pushing. You won't let other things prioritize over it.
Okay.
And then also, too, you need to set that boundary. Because if we're not good, your whole family, your whole household is not good.
Okay.
So set boundaries. Be like, no, this is the hour. If we both are working from home or whatever, like, this is my hour. You block it out on your work calendar. This is what we're going to talk. We're talking about this. Okay. And then when you're talking about the topic, you're using I statements.
Yeah.
I feel neglected. I feel rejected when you're going and you're getting dressed up and you're hanging out with your girls. Okay. And then when we go out on date night, you just I feel as though you do not put in the effort when we're spending quality time together. Okay. Because of that, or whatever. Like, you're using your I statements. I feel this way when you do this. And so because of that, I shut down. Okay. And then you work through the I statements.
I get you.
Don't come in hot.
So that's why when you said this, again, I like the idea of, setting a time and doing an hour. But then it kind of goes into kind of what we've helped couples with, doing the withholding exercise, where you give them a positive, a negative, and a positive. But then that negative, you have to wait 30 minutes before you can actually talk about it, because if it's something hard, you're gonna get defensive right away. So for you to be able to process it, you got to walk away. So that's when you say the hour, I was like, so how can we? I guess you couldn't do those together, because the object is that you guys each get 30 minutes to kind of talk through whatever it is.
Well, and what it sounds as though is that they're not really communicating about this. And that's why it's like, this is a communication issue, because it could be something that the husband has been, like, it has been bothering the husband. The wife could have no idea that this is actually an issue. Okay. Or the wife could maybe not understand how much of a higher priority, like how much of a bigger issue it is than what she initially thinks it is. Okay. That's why just have the conversation. I was like, have the conversation. Don't necessarily say it's hard. Don't come in assuming. Don't come in defensive. Don't come in, like I said, hot. Don't come in ready to defend. Come in ready to understand how your spouse is feeling about the issue. Okay. At hand. It's really it's all around how we're talking about the techniques of effective communication. Yeah. You need to be an active listener. You're listening to, you're not just hearing what your spouse is saying. You're listening to get an understanding and not to respond. Correct. Because it doesn't make, sorry. I'm very passionate about communication. And it frustrates me when in marriages, regardless of if you're newlywed, engaged, been in it for a minute, we often let small things go unaddressed. Okay. Until there is that big mountain in between us. So let me say this. Let me ask this then. So what if this is, I guess, you find out the underlying issue, and it's something that, as a husband, you had already addressed to your spouse, like, this is what I need, and it's not being, not to say reciprocated, but she's not hearing that. Do you continue to, might not say do you continue, but how, if she didn't get it before, and I'm not saying you've had this conversation multiple times, but it's still not getting through. You also have to remember how you say it.
No, that's what I'm asking.
Because if you're addressing this issue when I'm getting dressed, about to head out the door, that's not the time for us to have this conversation. Okay. So it can be very well you say something to me and I'm like, okay, my mind's already out. No kids. Yeah. I'm about to be free for a couple hours. Yeah. I'm about to enjoy myself. So I'm not really hearing what you got to say because I'm not going to let you put a downer on my going out, okay? So you can't bring up any important conversations, or you can't bring up a need that you have when the other person is not in the right headspace to receive it. Okay. So you need to check when you brought it up, how you brought it up. Also, you need to make sure that you're communicating in a way that your spouse receives it. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if your spouse can doesn't really go well, like raise voices, not gonna be, or talking with hands. Like, if they don't receive it that way, you need to make sure that you're communicating in a way where they can hear what you, like they really can listen to what you're saying and not get caught up in the delivery.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because
and that goes with, the 7-30-55 rule. So, yeah, that 7% is verbal. Yep. 35% is nonverbal.
Tone.
Oh, it's tone. And then 55% is nonverbal. Yes. So that
includes... Those numbers were not correct. 7%, you said 35, it's 38.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah, 38, I'm sorry.
7% is the words you actually speak.
Yes.
38% is your tone.
Yes.
And then 55 is...
nonverbal. So that's your body language, if you're dozing, like if you're looking away, like you're supposed to engage, so, okay.
So yeah, so you got to take all that into account when you're talking. And then also, if none of those work, bring in a third party, meaning seek marriage coaches, seek therapy, a trusted marriage mentor that both of you guys trust. Like, bring in someone to help facilitate the conversation.
Correct. Because
they have techniques and tools. Also, when you have a third party in the mix, it will calm. It tends to... You're able to communicate in a way that you're unable to when it's just the two of you. Because the third party will keep y'all focused on the thing. On the one thing. Yeah,
it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to just jump around.
Yeah.
And say, oh, you did, no. They will bring it back like, okay, let's focus back on what the actual issue is. So.
Right, and also check the words that you're saying. Because if always, never, if those keep creeping up, that third party will be like, okay, let's restructure this. Yeah. Or what I hear you saying. That they'll help you talk through it.
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay. So. Guess I'm trying to think. What else? I guess.
I think that's good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I knew you was gonna jump in like where you did. That's why I was like, let's do this this question that we got. So you can, because I saw you, as soon as I started saying, I was like, I see your face. I see you just like, Pee.
Yes, because I'm just like, there could be so many other barriers too that that the wife could be dealing with that she could have like not been sharing with her husband. Yeah. Like if she's wearing the frumpy clothes around the house, it could be that she might not feel attractive. She might not feel like her husband's attracted to her in her current, like whatever relationship she has with her body. Yeah. So because of that, it's easier when she's going out with the girls because she's not worried about, attracting that kind of attention. She's just with her girls, nobody talking about, ooh, no one's like looking at her that way. But at home, she wants to be desired. So it could be that maybe he's not giving off any, giving off any of those vibes that, he's still attracted to her.
Okay. And then this is something that just came to my head just now. So what about being that we're still kind of in a pandemic. Everybody's still working from home. Everybody's still working from home. That can be part of it too.
Oh, it can be a huge part.
Because they're so used to just, let's say, coming home from work, having that time apart, but now that they're home, it's like it's the same. To one person, it could be the same. It can be the same thing. It's like, but why can't you do something different? Like, And I'm just thinking more things like, okay, you get dressed up for work, but after work you don't.
Listen.
Like, and I'm just saying there's multiple things that.
I am the queen of business on top, party on the bottom. There's a reason why my kids love pajamas, because their mama is not always like I represent Black mama.
Yep.
Always. So, but I've had to. That's what's like. It's being intentional because listen. I will wear my bonnet all day, every day, and my sweatpants all day, every day. But I know if I don't want, I have to check myself, and that's why I say I have to be intentional. I don't want to look at that all the time. Like, I don't want to look at your holy PJs, bottoms, all the time. So if I don't want to look at that all the time, then I need to, I'm basically having empathy. Like, I need to put myself in your shoes and see things from your perspective. So I know you don't want to always see the bonnet. So I put the wig on when I don't really want to have to put the wig on. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I have to be intentional in making those kind of adjustments, especially with working from home. Like, it's because it's so easy to just be comfortable. And if I'm going to even do the bare minimum of being business on top and, PJs on top, I should still put that kind of effort in, like, on the weekends too. Like, they have because I know the comfortable, like, laid back apparel, like, that industry has really stepped this game up. So there's some cute stuff. You can still be cute and comfortable. And so, so I've just, gone into that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess we have, like, a marriage advanced tip, I guess we can go to is, focus your time with more time with each other to address these, and if it's, setting time to have conversations throughout the week. So it's really just you two. Just put it in this, like, schedule it. Put it in there so you got, even, again, we've said this before. If you want to schedule sex, just put it in there so you guys are both on the same page. But not say enjoy it, but focus that time on each other, not just on everything else, so.
I have one more.
Uh-oh.
I have one more tip.
Okay.
Well, also, I was like, why can't they change up dates, the date night ideas? You know what I'm saying? If a date night always requires that I have to dress up to a certain, like, level, I'm not gonna always want to do that.
That's true. No, that's true.
So I was like, just, put some variety in there. Have it to where, one day or one date night, we will, you got to get dressed all the way up.
Yeah.
Other one, you could be like cozy chic. Other one, you can just put on some jeans and a t-shirt and whatever. But I'm just saying, put some variety in there so that if it is that she just is not, because the whole thing is what you don't want to do is put pressure on your wife if she's having body issues or not comfortable with her body, and putting these things putting these kind of like requirements on her. That will just cause more frustration and tension in your relationship.
Correct. Okay.
Listen, women be going through some things. So
all right. Well, so if you guys have, I guess, any questions, anything topics you wanted to talk, please feel free. Email us. It's hello@bsideofmarriage.com, or just leave a comment.
Nobody emails. Y'all tag us.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. So, hey, email us. Yeah, put it, hashtag us, DM us a question, like,
yes.
Just so we can actually bring these answers to you based on our experiences and things that we know. So,
so let us know in the comments. What advice would you give this couple if they came to you?
That's a good one. That's a good one. So, well, other than that, we'll see you next time.
Until next time.
Peace.